Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the weekly press briefing of the Foreign Office. Let me begin by wishing all Muslims in Pakistan and across the globe a happy Ramadan. May this month be full of blessings for all of us. The first virtual summit between Prime Minister Imran Khan and President of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev was held on 14th April 2021. Besides reviewing the entire spectrum of bilateral relations, the two leaders discussed regional and global issues of common interest. The two sides exchanged views on enhancing bilateral cooperation in the areas of trade and economy, security and defense, people to people exchanges, and connectivity. The progress on Trans-Afghan railway line project was also reviewed. The two sides also agreed to work closely at the international and regional fora on issues of common convergence. The two leaders also decided to regularly convene existing political and economic mechanisms, including consultations between the respective foreign ministers, and to strengthen parliamentary collaboration between the two sides. 3 agreements and memoranda of understanding signed on the occasion included agreement on mutual recognition in the fields of conformity assessment of products, standardization, metrology, and technical assistance. MOU for developing further cooperation in the field of agriculture, and MOU on defense cooperation. A joint declaration was also issued at the conclusion of the summit. Prime Minister Imran Khan received a telephone call from Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan yesterday. Both leaders discussed issues of mutual interest, including the situation in Afghanistan, and agreed to further strengthen bilateral relations in all areas. Prime Minister Imran Khan appreciated Turkey's role and stressed the need for an inclusive, broad-based, and comprehensive political settlement in Afghanistan. The Prime Minister also highlighted Pakistan's role in facilitating the US-Taliban peace agreement and the subsequent initiation of intra-Afghan negotiations. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi paid an official visit to Germany at the invitation of his German counterpart Heiko Maas from 12th to 13th of April 2021. The visit coincided with the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. During the visit, Foreign Minister held delegation level talks with his German counterpart. He also met with the President of the German Parliament. The Foreign Minister's other engagements included interaction with the business community, investors, media, and members of the Pakistani diaspora. During the meeting between the two foreign ministers, views were exchanged on the entire gamut of bilateral relations. The possibilities for further deepening the existing cooperation, particularly in the areas of trade and investment, science and technology, alternate energy, education, and legal migration were discussed. In addition, regional and international developments including Pakistan-India relations, Jammu and Kashmir dispute, Afghan peace process, China-Pakistan economic corridor, and opportunities for investment in special economic zones were discussed. Foreign Minister Maas hoped that the visit would further strengthen and diversify the bilateral relations between Pakistan and Germany. During the meeting between the two foreign ministers, all relations between Pakistan and Germany were reviewed and satisfaction was expressed on the existing level of cooperation. During the meeting between the foreign minister and the president of the German parliament, discussions were held on a range of Pakistan-Germany relations. The need to enhance parliamentary cooperation between the two sides was particularly underscored. The foreign minister also briefed the president of the German parliament on regional issues including the Afghan peace process and the gross and systematic human rights violations in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. To harness the economic potential between the two countries and facilitate the Pakistani diaspora, Foreign Minister Qureshi also announced the opening of a new Consulate General of Pakistan in Munich. The special high-level segment of the United Nations Economic and Social Council Forum on Financing for Development was inaugurated by Prime Minister Imran Khan on 12th April 2021. The four-day forum is being held under Pakistan's presidency of the ECOSOC. In his opening remarks, the Prime Minister underscored the need for utilizing the forum to adopt decisions for mobilizing finances needed by the developing countries to recover from COVID-induced recession and maintain the path towards achieving the sustainable development goals by 2030. While deploring vaccine nationalism and export restrictions, the Prime Minister called on international community to ensure that COVID-19 vaccine was available to everyone, everywhere, and as soon as possible. The Prime Minister recalled his agenda for emergency financial support to the developing countries, including 1. Debt relief and restructuring, 2. Creation and redistribution of special drawing rights, 3. Larger concessional finance, and 4. An end to illicit financial flows from the developing countries. Sustainable Development Goals Investment Fair 2021 by the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs was also held on the sidelines of the forum in a virtual format. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi inaugurated Pakistan's country presentation at the fair. Highlighting the government's priorities, the Foreign Minister reiterated the importance Pakistan attaches to sustainable development goals. The Foreign Minister highlighted that Pakistan offers pivotal geo-economic location, regional connectivity, a huge consumer market with an expanding middle class, and a large segment of skilled, vibrant, and youthful population to its valued investors. The Chief of Army Staff, General Qamar Javed Bajwa, and the US Secretary of State, Antony J. Blinken, held a telephone conversation on 13th April 2021. During the call, matters of mutual interest, including regional security situation, the latest developments in Afghan peace process, and bilateral cooperation in various fields were discussed. General Bajwa reiterated Pakistan's support for the Afghan-led, Afghan-owned peace process based on mutual consensus of all stakeholders. Secretary Blinken also acknowledged Pakistan's continuous efforts for peace and stability in the region and pledged to further enhance bilateral relations between the two countries. Pakistan and Kenya held the first session of Pakistan-Kenya Joint Trade Committee virtually. During the meeting, both sides discussed various avenues to enhance mutual cooperation in the areas of trade and investment. As part of the Pakistan's ongoing celebration to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the establishment of Pakistan-China diplomatic relations, Foreign Secretary Suhail Mahmood and Chinese Ambassador Non Rong planted a friendship tree at the Chinese Embassy compound in Islamabad. Plantation of the evergreen Deodar tree, which is also the national tree of Pakistan, depicted the spirit of Pakistan-China all-weather strategic cooperative partnership. Now coming to the situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan strongly condemns the indiscriminate firing of heavy weapons and grenades on a mosque in Shopaiya, Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir on 9 April 2021. In unabated acts of state terrorism in IIOJK, the Indian occupation forces have martyred 5 more Kashmiris, including a 14-year-old juvenile and 10th grade student in so-called cordon and search operations. Desecration of places of worship and extrajudicial killings of young Kashmiris, including children, are reflective of the moral bankruptcy of the Indian occupation forces. These actions are in clear violation of the basic human norms and fundamental precepts of international law. Pakistan has repeatedly called for independent investigations under international scrutiny into these gross and systematic human rights violations. We once again call upon the international community to hold India accountable for these crimes against the Kashmiri people and work for peaceful resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with the relevant UN Security Council resolutions and wishes of the Kashmiri people. I thank you very much, and I'm happy to take questions on these or other